All right, I think it's finally time we start talking about software for this thing. Now, my initial plan was to use Mach 4. It's the newest of the Windows solutions, and I'm just more comfortable in a Windows environment. And I had pretty high hopes, but things didn't turn out so well. In fact, if you guys don't mind holding on for a second, I want to talk directly to the Mach 4 developers. Just join me at camera 2. Hey guys, your software, it's a hot pile of garbage. Now, I don't say that lightly, and I'm sorry, I know software development is hard. You probably don't have a very big team, and things go the way they go. But you guys charge a decent amount of money for this thing, and it's just crap. I'm sorry. I've used Mach 3 before. I understand the history of Mach 3 and how it was developed, and I give it a lot of slack for that. But Mach 4 is more expensive. It's been developed from the ground up specifically for this purpose, and it's not good. You guys aren't releasing a beta version. It's not an early access thing that's free or cheaper. It's marketed as a finished product, and it's just not. All right, let me go back to camera 1 and talk to the folks. Sorry about that, guys. I can feel a rant coming on, and that's going to be kind of boring for some of you, and I've got some work to do on the CNC anyway. So I'm going to do that while I continue my rant. All right, let's get some work done. All right, as you can see from this pile of chips, the CNC's been busy. And we'll probably throw in some footage of just some random projects we've been working on throughout the last few weeks. But if I got to do what I got to do today, I got to clean this up. So give me a second and let me take care of this. All right, let's start with the installation process. If you've installed Mach 4 before, you know it asks you what presets you want to set up. And you can pick from like CNC mill, CNC turn, depending on whether you've got a mill or a lathe. Well, the particular controller I have requires you to set up a new one. And for some reason, when you do that, it has a whole bunch of macros and presets that normally it sets up for the other preset, and they just don't copy over. So you end up with a ton of stuff that just doesn't work or works really unpredictably, which is obviously even worse. For example, all of the probing defaults just are gone. All the keyboard shortcuts, also gone. Whether the system enables soft limits by default, those are gone, which in a machine like this can be pretty dangerous. It's just a ton of stuff that you would never want, and you have to go in and set it. And in fact, the soft limits I could never get to be on by default. Every time I booted up the machine, I had to enable soft limits. You forget once or twice and you run your machine into the hard stops. Not a great solution. If it's not obvious, I don't have a really good plan here. So if you're gripping your teeth to see if this thing drops on my foot, I don't know, stay tuned. Actually, you know what, if that happens, I'm not gonna post this video, so don't worry about it. I make it through alive. This is the backlash problem I'm having. Let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 thou backlash right now. That might be in the ball screws. I'm hoping I just need to tighten this down some more. And that just covers some of the behavior that I understand why it's doing it. There is a bunch of stuff that it would do that I have no clue why it was doing. Every once in a while you'd be in the middle of a cut and the machine would just stop moving. It would keep the spindle on and keep the coolant on, but all 3 of the axes would stop moving. Every once in a while, 2 of the axes would stop moving and one of them would keep going. And you'd have to be real lucky not to break a bit in that situation. And I'm sure you could chalk some of this up to Windows being Windows and interrupting the process, but I've used Mach 3 in the past. I've used Windows CNC controllers, and you might get a problem, I don't know, once a week, maybe. This was happening every day, probably 2 or 3 times a day in some situations. Mach 4 would just completely lock up. Something would interrupt it so that none of the controls would work anymore. The jog commands wouldn't work. the MDI wouldn't work, and you'd have to e-stop the machine and take it out of e-stop, and it would suddenly start working again. No idea why. As long as I'm here, I'm going to actually Loctite these bolts. And maybe you're thinking, oh, I just got a bad load of Mach 4, uninstall and reinstall. I did that 6 times. I even went to the forums and found, the stable version. By the way, if you're a software developer and you have a thread in your forum called "This is the stable version" and it's not the newest, maybe think about that. Maybe have a little soul searching there, because that really shouldn't be the case. If somebody's running a beta version, sure. If you've got pre-releases that you want to test out in your community, cool. But if the stable version is like 4 versions old from what is supposed to be the newest version, there's a problem. Maybe you're thinking I've got a bad version of Windows and I should just start over. Yeah, did that 3 times. By the way, quick shout out to Arizona CNC. I still love this kit. It's been great. So if you have one of these machines or one of the other Precision Matthews, go check out his website. There's a bunch of really good kits on there. I'm going for the German standard here, Guten Tight. Let's see if that helped at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Same backlash as before. So we're just going to double check all the other bolts are nice and tight. Honestly, the Z backlash isn't super critical. If I can't get rid of it and it is just in the ball screw, A, we're only talking about 0.004 of an inch, and B, I can correct for that in the software. I'm hoping to get things within about a thou, but we'll see. This episode brought to you by Mike's Legs. By the way, if you're one of the developers of Mach 4 and you're taking this all personally, I'm sorry. And I'll have some nice things to say closer to the end of this video, so stick around. I see a lot of comments on the forums about, Mach 4 is, maybe it's not quite ready. And they're being pretty generous there, so this is kind of a more honest take on it, in my opinion. It might not be a nice one, but there it is. All right, all of those bolts felt nice and tight, so I think I may just have 4 thou backlash in the ball screws. It's a little higher than it should be, and I'm certain that I could shim those ball nuts because they are double ball nuts. Anyway, but honestly, that is more of a job than I am in for today. And we still have a bunch more to talk about on the software I ended up with. So let me put this thing back together and we'll talk about that. In case you're wondering, yeah, I'm gonna have to retram this whole machine. But that's something I had to do anyway. And I got a new toy to do that with. Stick around for that. That may not be in this episode. We may do that in an upcoming episode, but. All right, that's about all the negative things I have to say about Mach 4. The good news is there is some promising stuff there. I think the route planning and the G-code streaming, whatever they call it, to actually get the code into the machine is smoother than Mach 3. So they've probably got a good base under there somewhere. The interface is more modern than Mach 3, but that's like saying, the Model T is more modern than a horse-drawn carriage. It's not really relevant these days. It's not a modern interface. Did I say I was done talking negative stuff about Mach 4? I did, didn't I? Anyway, there does seem to be a growing community for support around it, which is good and necessary, I think. In fact, that's necessary for any CNC software. most software in general, you need a community there to support it. And speaking of community, I will admit, out of a lot of these problems that I have, I didn't go out and ask for help for. It's not really in my nature. And honestly, when you get to the third or fourth one in a row, you get a little discouraged to start solving those problems because, you know, that list just keeps getting bigger and you start to wonder, is this the right solution to start with? Speaking of the right solution, you guys might find this entertaining. Let me show you what I did find. Actually, you know what? I'm going to split this video into two parts. If you're wondering what I ended up with instead of Mach 4, that's the next video in this series, so go check that out. All right, I'll see you guys.